Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's nice to finally see the face to the name.
Yeah, I am not the best at this, so I'm really getting out of my box.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. I was curious, what's the format? Did you want to do like we're doing an actual video, or you take notes and then you post on it, or what's your thoughts?
Actual video, and then I'll do like clips on like my favorite parts on the page.
I love it. I love it. I understand you're part of the vertical, it's called the Vertical View Crew.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Small world, because I know I've talked with a few of you, you more so than some of the others. Thank you for being so like just active and
Mhm.
enthusiastic about the project. It's been really, I really appreciate it, and I know the rest of the actors, Christiane especially, she's really loved all the response. So
I had a very long conversation with Christiane about it too. I had a ton of questions, so I was just like, we just talked about Red Talons for a while, and then she let me know about the new one that she was put out. So
yeah,
it's been
she's very hardworking and such a talent. I was so excited, like lucky to have worked with her and hope to do more with her.
oh yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
obviously, I'm Angel. Um, little about me. I am an Army veteran. I'm a,
wow,
I'm a single parent. I started watching Verticals in roughly December of 2023. And since then, I've watched roughly about 2,000 of them.
wow.
Yeah. So I started my page in April after I was at work one night and I was like, you know what? I'm going to share my thoughts. And now we're here.
And look at where look how far we've come. That's pretty, that's something. No, that's wow, what a background. You have some adventures to
And
tell.
now I do, like I said, I'm a single parent. I do the Instagram thing. I run my review page and then two fandoms. Um, and I've also been like sending in auditions. So we'll see how that goes.
Wow. I love it. Just hey, you got to be a multi hyphenate. Do it all.
Yeah,
Do
that's
it
what I'm
all.
trying to do.
That's
Uh,
cool. Well, I'm at your disposal. How do you want to begin? Whenever you want to, what would you like to start with?
I just have a list of questions that I've been attempting to work on. Like, I always run out of questions. I also have ADHD, so I may go off topic a lot.
That's fun. I love that. Let's go off topic. Let's take a journey. Let's take an
Yeah.
adventure.
I mean, so you started acting at 7, but how
Yes.
did you know that this was like the career you wanted to do?
Well, I guess when you're a kid, like even when I was a kid, I wanted to do it as a
Mhm.
profession. So it started then. But when you're a kid, we have very big dreams, and a lot of times, you shift by the time you get older. But when I was a kid, I just loved connecting with people. I loved that. I didn't know what the word was, what the word for it was, but it was like a flow state that you
Mhm.
go into when, and when you're on stage and you're just, there's no time. It's just you're in it. You're so present, and I loved that feeling, and I loved connecting with an audience, with a community, and I love the creative aspect, and it just came natural to me always. And so, yeah, I guess I found my calling when I was young, and I just wanted to keep on doing it. And before I understood the understanding of like making it a job or having certain responsibilities of contracts and all these other things you have to worry about when you're an adult. But back then it was just play. It was fun. And it's a mystery to me why I stuck with it. I guess the other element was having the support system to make me feel like it wasn't something crazy to do. I was lucky enough to have teachers, mentors, my parents that always supported it. And so as I got older, it didn't change, you know. I was very lucky that I always had that every step of the way. I had, I also was not only in my public school system that supported the arts, I also went to an art school, Unionville High School, which had a specific arts program for theater. So I did like this special theater program. I got a special diploma for studying intensively in the dramatic arts. And then from there, you know, I with other fellow actor friends, I got an agent and I got into that business side and started really auditioning and doing that. So I think it's a combination of my passion and the fact that I had the people supporting me that brought me to that place.
That's great. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you get into like the vertical world? Because your first role was as Luca, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you get to there? Like most people don't think, hey, I'm going to be an actor. And then they're like, verticals. Most people are like actor, big Hollywood.
Well, I came from, I had a lot of Hollywood credits already, even before verticals. And so my journey is a little different than maybe other actors that maybe it was the first thing they did or whatever their journey was. But I think, I guess I'm open-minded. I guess I like to, you know, I like to explore where our industry is taking us. And I saw an opportunity at first when I got booked on Mafia Temptation. I mean, even the way it was described, it wasn't even described as a vertical. They said it was going to be shot in a new format, but it was going to be a movie. In their eyes, this was a movie, and it was just going to be this new, unique, cutting edge format that they're doing. And I still feel like that, you know, there's an argument to say that is what it is. It's a movie chopped up. Obviously, there's certain, traditionally right now, where there's a lot of verticals that are in a certain type of genre, right? If there has to be a romance side to it or certain type of hooks that you want because of the format. But even that right now is evolving and changing, and other genres, as you know, are starting to fill up the space. And so I have this visionary side to me that I was just like, this is cool. I read the script. I'm like, there's going to be, you know, there's some great action, drama, romance, all those elements that you like in a nice, big, epic story. They're going to fly me into Mexico and take care of, you know, it was an opportunity to go somewhere, to places that I hadn't been. I'd been to Cancun once, but because we shot in Cancun, Playa del Carmen, and I'd never been to Playa del Carmen. And then I took it upon myself to make a little mini vacation after I finished shooting. But just the opportunity to travel and work somewhere where you usually aren't, and to take an adventure made me very excited. So for all those elements, yeah, I jumped on it. And I think at first, you know, I wasn't sure what to think of the space, but I feel like, especially now, I'm really embracing the fact that I really think that verticals, traditional Hollywood and verticals, there's going to be an overlap. And you're seeing that more and more, that they're not going to continue to just be these separate elements. I feel more and more types of genres, style of film stories will be told in the vertical space. It's just going to be a different format. And again, it's just a movie, because, you know, they range from what, over an hour and a half sometimes. So it's basically a movie just chopped up so that you can consume it on your phone, right? So to me, I was like, this is a new platform. This is a new opportunity. Why not do it all? Yeah.
I found Mafia Temptation because I'm just scrolling. I was like, man, I need something to watch. I'm bored at work. I was working the night shift. I was like, I'm bored. It's like I wasn't 100% sure about it at first. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But as you can see, it's one of my favorites now. It's on the top 10.
Yeah.
I tell everyone to watch it.
I was really touched because I know you said that you've watched over 2,000. I know when I was reading, it was like over 1,000. You said on your poster or whatever, and I was like, that's even a lot. But you totally, and you said out of 1,000 plus, you made those decisions. But 2,000, oh my God, like, that says a lot. Like, you are the specialist, and so I feel very touched and honored that we were even close, even in the top 10. Like, I like doing it, but it's hard for me to gauge. I mean, but it's always humbling to see that because you never know how it's going to land. Sometimes you can look at the script, you can see some of the elements, but how it all comes together, how it's going to be received, you just never know.
Yeah. My like 1,000 gauge was like ones that I actually really enjoyed. No. I like most of my verticals, like I own them. Most of the verticals I watch, there have been a few that I haven't finished or that I struggled to finish. And that's just because of like personal reasons.
Yeah, in this space, well, in the storytelling in general, it's something you always have to be aware of. Even as an artist too, when you're looking at the material, being like, what's the message you're sending, especially if it's sensitive material, because you want to be responsible about not having it be exploitive or for like shock value, because there is an audience out there watching that might have experienced this stuff, and you want to, yeah, there's a certain responsibility you want to take in the material to not glorify or make sure it's a cautionary tale, or make sure it's not just there for the sake of being there. So I know, even I came across it a few times in this space where I had to, talk about certain script changes where I'm like, if it's done in this way, this is exploitive. But if we do it in this manner, or we can have to change the script so you can still have a message that, yeah, this is a messed up situation or whatever, but not in a way that is going to just be there for shock value or something that's fluff, and it's a sensitive subject, especially I know in the vertical space you're seeing there. I mean, it's changing, but it's something I think the community is talking about too, is like, how do we make stories that, there's a responsibility in telling good stories that, you can still have drama and things, but what's the message, or what's the tone of this, so that it's being said in a responsible way, in a cautionary way, rather than it just being, there for clickbait or something like that.
I mean, overall, the suspense that came with Mafia Temptation, I almost gave up. There was a few episodes and I was like, I don't know. Like, I was like, I don't know. I couldn't. And then I don't remember what it was, what scene got me, but I was like, okay, I'll finish it. I did not do my duties for the night at work.
Oh,
at
wow.
least not during that hour.
Wow. Oh, that's really kind of you to say. What was the part? I'm curious to know, what was the thing that kept you hooked?
Let me see.
I'm the one interviewing you now.
No, you're fine. I appreciate like the asking of questions back, because like I said, sometimes I run out of questions, and then I'll just sit here and I'm like, well, now what am I supposed to ask?
Oh no, it's fun. I just think it's nice to say that, how you're expressing. It's cool to have that hook where you're thinking about what's going to happen next, and where it's all going to lead. because there was some cool twists that we had fun with for sure.
Or after she got attacked, and the best friend or person who raised her told you that you couldn't have another Madison situation. I was like, well, who's Madison? Wait.
Yeah, he had a whole backstory, which brought some depth to him for sure.
Mm.
For sure. Yeah, so he was like, he was really hurting from that past relationship, and there is this moment there that was a great scene to do, because we really were playing off each other. She was almost playing like a mother character to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was kind of overseeing me, and so I kind of like, you know, because Luca has this very tough exterior, very, you know, tries to posture a lot, but then there's that sensitive side, you know, his him kind of like coming out where he was just saying, oh my God, like, don't go there. And it was all coming back to him that, you know, it was a triggering thing that she was saying. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the backstory, I think, really helped with the character development as we were going through, for sure.
I've gotten a lot of messages of people being like, because of your page, I'm now watching this. And I'm like, yes.
I appreciate that too. I think, yeah, it didn't have as much promotion as others. I think, you know, because as it's gone through, there's certain, I think they've gotten, you know, in general, all the apps have gotten really good at like ads or promotions or where they put it. So I think it had a pretty good response, but like, yeah, I think it got under, it was out of the radar in a sense. So it was nice. It's kind of having a revival. I think you have something to do with that. You kind of putting it out there. A lot more people are hearing about it, and I'm excited because I am proud of what we did, and it's one of the better verticals that I've worked on that, you know, has good messages, is responsible with the material, like we were saying. And, you know, I feel like as an actor and producer, I want to take that responsibility to continue to do good work that has that in mind, has that sensitivity in mind, you know, of the audience and of the subject matter.
So, going on to set, your first day on Mafia Temptation, what was your expectation and how did that differ from your reality?
It was hard to have any expectations because I was going to shoot in Mexico. I've never been there. So that I was just, you know, I was just really excited. You know, they came with a sign, you know, to pick me up at the airport. It was kind of fun, you know, and I'm getting driven to somewhere. Like, it was all new for me. So I guess my expectations were no expectations. I guess that's the answer to that. But how did it differ? Wow, just how connected. Like I'm still really good friends with a lot of people, a lot of the crew members and actors. It was a real, man, like just almost even a spiritual experience for me, because it wasn't just the connection with the people on set, but because I connected with crew members and cast, we really bonded afterwards too. We went to all these cenotes, and those that are not familiar, they're, you know, these sacred bodies of water that only exist in that area of the world. They're caused by meteorites, and they're absolutely just gorgeous places to just, you know, release and be connected with nature. And it was just fun being with these people, these newfound friends that I connected with. And I went to places that I would have never known if I hadn't been with people that live there. So yeah, it was stuff like that I did not expect to have such a spiritual experience, a connected experience with nature. I really, that kind of blew me away. I was just happy to shoot versus get into that journey. So that's what I definitely take from Mexico. From, I went to Tulum, Chichen Itza, went to some of the ruins, ancient ruins as well. So, man, it was life changing.
Red Talons is a much different vertical and genre than Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel to play a different role?
I really liked doing that.
Mhm.
I think that's what made me want to get into acting, was to just be characters that I'm not. Like, obviously there's an influence that you can bring to characters, but it's really that shift that I love to take to be something totally different than who I am in real life. And this definitely with the fantasy element and the prosthetics and just the Victorian era, took me into a whole other universe. So I really jump at that. I really love the challenge of taking on different characters, and I want to continue to explore that. I don't want to just be a one-trick pony or typecast. I really like to diversify and see where I can go with things. So that was fun to play something so contrasting, for sure.
It was a lot of fun to watch. I'll say that. Out of the three characters you have been like major rolled in, which one do you relate with the most?
I have to say, with Mafia Temptation, some of you know, the the Italian, phrases and mannerisms and things that I pull out,
Mm-hmm.
I was taking that from, like, because I'm half Sicilian, um, definitely from family members and influences from, being raised in that culture. So that was a close connection there. Uh, and then I would say the other probably biggest connection would be like in Red Talons, all the martial arts that we did.
Mm-hmm.
Because in a lot of these verticals, or just in shows in general, when there is a scuffle or something like that, sometimes it's just like untrained fighters just kind of, well, there's definitely a lot of slaps. That's an ongoing joke, right? In the community. There's the slaps, there's the one big punch or whatever, or the throwing. Yeah, some sort of drink being thrown. So those stunts are always done all the time, right? And that's fine. That's part of it for now. But I have to give a huge credit to Christiane, our director, writer, producer, the genius that she is. She really put together a great cast that not only were great actors, but stunt people.
Mm-hmm.
And we all had a lot of martial art experience. And she really did a great job in casting people that were really great overall for these roles, that could handle it. Because, in these budgets, we don't have the capacity to have like stunt doubles and
Mm-hmm.
all this time to rehearse. You kind of have to be trained already, so that if you said, okay, this is the choreography, bang bang, go ahead and do this. So I train, like, that's a big hobby of mine, is my martial arts, and
Mm-hmm.
I do all my own stunts in all my films and shows. So it was a walk in the park for me, but I really felt this project really showcased my ability on a new level from the physical martial arts side, just because that's what the character warranted, right? Because he's this warrior werewolf who has kind of a superpower element, but like a trained warrior, so he knows how to fight. He fights with other clans that are also well trained
Mm-hmm.
fight warriors that fight all these battles, right? So it was just a great opportunity. It's kind of like a superhero role where you could really just be this well trained athletic fighter that can do all these really fun things. So yeah, I'd say those elements were things that I could relate to because I'm such a martial art geek and train all the time. It's a hobby of mine. So it was nice to bring that element to the screen.
Okay. I think the closest I've done is combatives for the army, hand-to-hand combat. And then I think I did judo for like a few years as a kid.
Well, that's a great martial art. I would love to do. If I had more like there's not enough hours in the day, I would just be training all. Like if I'm not on set, all I want to do is train. I'm doing jujitsu, Muay Thai right now, Krav Maga. And if I could fit in more, I would. It's so much fun. And so, yeah, so you had some training. You heard it now. If I get casted for a military vertical or just a military role in general, it's been a while. I did one years back. It's been a while, not vertical, but a military show. But I will, if you're available, I'll reach out and you can help consult me through the role, give me some advice of how to be authentic, be true to the material for sure.
100%. You let me know and we'll do this again.
That's great. I know a specialist now that can walk me through it.
Okay. I come to actual questions.
Oh, please.
So you mentioned that Mafia Temptation was filmed in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Where did you film Red Talons and No Cure for Love?
Red Talons was shot in Los Angeles, in different areas of Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And really cool places too. Like we were in one of these houses that was 144 years old. It was a heritage building.
Okay.
And it was haunted as well. So it added an element to that whole, I guess, horror fantasy vibe that was in the show for sure. Mm-hmm. No Cure for Love I did in Turkey, in Istanbul. It was my first time in Turkey. So it's kind of wild. The last year, as I shot Mafia Temptation about a year ago, I've been to Mexico, Istanbul, and actually because I went to Istanbul, I got another thing. It wasn't a vertical, but it was a photo shoot that I ended up doing in Saudi Arabia because it wasn't too far away. So I've been to Mexico, Istanbul, Saudi Arabia. I visited Canada not for a shoot, but it's been a wild year of just like, mostly for just filming, for traveling, and then shooting in LA. So yeah, these verticals are taking me all over. I'm in talks. I'm looking to shoot in China as well at some point, if not like by the end of this year. So because a lot of them shoot out in China as well. So I love it. I love to travel. I love meeting new people, learning about new, like, different cultures and the food. I love to try, food was so good in Mexico and Turkey. So, and Saudi Arabia. I mean, I would always look at the top dishes, like at each place, and see, what they're known for, and have like food days just dedicated to exploring. I mean, if I had the time, I could be a foodie blogger on the side. I would love that. I'd love, like, it'd be such a fun job to
do. Is there a specific genre that you haven't done that you would love to do?
Oh, that's a good question, man. I
come up with all the questions that make your brain
work. Genre and verticals specifically, right? Or
yes.
Just I will say this, there isn't a genre I wouldn't do. Okay. As long as the material I line up with, and that's okay. But off the top of my head is something that I haven't done that I'd like to do. I'm going to double down. I would love to do a military show. I'd love to, and we'll put it out in the universe. Let's get a military show going. and I need you as a consultant.
I'll come to set and everything. I'll be
Production.
there.
Yeah. No, for real. Who better than yourself? I would love that. Plus, because it's one thing to go to just any military specialist. You know the genre. You've
Mhm.
watched over 2000. You cover this stuff. You're in this community, so you can understand how do I hold true to this, to this space, to this format, but also, bring authenticity from my military background. So
Mhm.
that's the plan. We're going to put it out there.
All right, down. I'll be super nervous my first day, but I'm down.
Cool.
Is there an actor or an actress or both that you would, in the vertical space, that you would love to work with?
Oh. I think this is an easy answer because we've been talking about this. Ashley Ballot.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we actually just hung out on the weekend. We were at a film festival, and she was on a panel talking about the vertical space and crossing over, the film industry and entertainment industry with verticals and where it's headed. But we met through a chem read, actually, and we really enjoyed each other's read.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, you were my favorite scene partner, and we just started talking, and then we've hung out and stayed in touch, and yeah, we're planning on, again, putting it out in the universe. Let's do something together. Maybe this military.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think she's my number one choice of someone I haven't worked with. Definitely want to do one with her. Multiple ones. We should do a bunch because she's just such a joy and so talented. So that's my answer.
Are you content with the way that Mafia Temptation ended, or do you think there's possibility for a part 2?
They've actually written 3. There's 3 books.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that. I'm gonna get so excited.
Google it. There's 3 books. Let me just I'm just gonna check I actually, because this is something maybe if the fans want it. Yeah, Belle, I follow her on Instagram. She's based in UK. Belle Dowson. She's written the trilogy.
See, now I have to read this.
Oh yeah, go ahead. They're based on a trilogy, and so we did the first one, and your guess is as good as mine. But hey, if the viewers want to see part 2 and 3, we'll make some noise on social media and let's get it going.
I will. I'll get it out there.
Let's rally the troops. Get Candy Jar TV to do part 2. I would love that. That would be a lot of fun.
Candy Jar is one of the only apps that do like part 2s and
yeah,
which is insane because a lot of verticals have potential for another part, and I know that if they do another part, they're gonna get the views. At least they'll get the views. I don't know how happy people will be with the endings, but they'll get the views because they leave them on a cliffhanger. At least Mafia Temptation, you can be happy with the way it ended.
There was some closure, but you could tell, okay, are they gonna? Yeah, I don't know. For people that haven't seen it, we won't. Maybe I don't know. Should we spoilers? You let me know what I should say. We'll just say that there is a hint that there could be more, but there is closure at least.
Yeah, there's enough for you to be like, okay, I'm content with the way that this ended, but there's also that little bit of like, I want to know what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
It was just me going on a rant about wanting another one.
But I think the community holds the power. If the viewers wanted to keep on going and keep on putting it out there, that's how stuff gets done, right? So I mean, yeah, I didn't realize. So like a lot of Candy Jar's verticals come from books.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just lucky.
I knew that, but I don't know why I didn't put that and that together.
Yeah, I guess, but I was lucky that they have 3, and not just one. There's a trilogy, and I think we did a pretty good job on the first one, and I think again, I think it was just people knowing about it. I think the marketing was like a more quiet marketing campaign, so I don't know if as many people found out about it as they could have. But and I also know like Candy Jar is just growing too, so people are rediscovering it now, and maybe there'll be a demand for a sequel.
I'm gonna start putting it out there. I'm just gonna start
I
sharing.
appreciate it.
I'm gonna start tagging Candy Jar in every post to be like, I want a part 2.
I appreciate it. I would love to get back with all those people. We really bonded well. So
I'd love to see you with Luca again.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the character. I mean, I'm pretty honored because I remember when you were texting me, you're like, yeah, they're going to be in the top 10 or something. I thought that was just for Mafia verticals. I didn't know it was for verticals of all time. I'm like, what? Wow. Wow. So I was pretty struck by that. Again, you never know how it's going to be received. And I feel so touched that, because again, I mean, you're such a specialist in this stuff. So like you've seen it all. And so for you to think that, I mean, that says something about, I mean, it's one thing, I'm very humbled, but just the team. And I was very lucky to have such a great team on that project. Cinematographers were so talented. They'd worked for National Geographic and all these big shows. Linda, if she's watching, I'm supposed to do a call with her and catch up. So tell her, hey, get ready for
all the posts.
But no, I just that's really sweet of you to say, and I would love to do a sequel. I'd love to make the trilogy if we can do it. And yeah, if one place can do it, it's Candy Jar. Because they're one of the few places that are doing they have like a sequel area that they have on their app too.
Because I love the app for the fact that like it doesn't require you to buy coins. Because you can watch. I didn't do this with. I did it for the first few episodes with Mafia Temptation, and I was like, no, I can't do this. So I would go and I would unlock because every 24 hours it'll unlock a set amount of episodes. It gives you the first 10 to 12 free, so you can watch, and then it'll stop you, and you can either purchase coins or get a subscription, or you can wait 24 hours and it'll unlock more episodes. So I had hit that wall, and it was right after the thing that drew me in. I was like, well, now what do I do? So I sat there and I was like, I have to come back to it. And every 24 hours, I would log in and I would scroll through to get to my next timer. And I did that until the film was completely released, completely done. And then I went back and I started from the beginning, because I was like, no, I have to watch this straight through. I can't do no cliffhangers for 24 hours.
That's how they get you. Wow.
It's a different and unique way of doing it. Loved Red Talons. Watching it was a struggle, because I was like, man, Salty TV doesn't have a subscription.
Yeah.
So you can buy coins. And I was like, I'm a single mom. I can't be doing this. So I did everything I could to get coins. And then I think I still had some left over afterwards. And I'm like, now what am I supposed to do with these things?
Wow. No, well, I appreciate, the support. Yeah, especially like giving your hard-earned money when you got all those other responsibilities to deal with, and for you have to be selective, and time is valuable. And so it's nice to hear that, you put out a quality project, some art that you hope, can touch people enough to want to spend their little time and resources to engage and to connect. So thank you for going on the journey with us with that. You know, that's really touching.
Do you have any verticals that are lined up to film or that are in post-production? I know you can't say names or anything like that, but a number does great.
So I do have something. I can't say what it is right now, but I can say I'm shooting it in July this month. So it should be out. Usually it's like a couple month turnaround. So for sure, one, maybe two in the next. I'll be busy this summer basically, and I'm sure by, I guess, September they'll be out. So definitely
time for me to visit LA. Got it.
Yeah. And I mean, outside of verticals, I have a film called Catnip that I shot months back. That's a horror comedy.
Ooh.
I don't know if horror
is my favorite genre in the world.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
I have watched almost every horror movie out there. Like, I just watched Final Destination Bloodlines.
I heard it was great.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Well then, seeing that you liked Red Talons and the werewolf theme, it's not my only werewolf project. I did a movie called Beast Within, and it's on Amazon. So if you want a good horror film, that's like straight horror. It's a horror whodunit. So want to check out from the past. But yeah, this year Catnip is coming out, and some good actors: Bruce Dern, Chevy Chaser, in that. Some legends, and hopefully, a bunch of verticals on the way. But the second I can announce it, I'm going to you.
Yes, I will make it known.
And the whole Vertical View crew, of course. I really appreciate the community and all that you guys are doing. I'm more organized because I feel, when I say me, because since Red Talons, because I get more response, I've gotten acquainted with the community better. So if the platform doesn't reach out, I will take it upon myself to connect you, or we'll talk about it, or get you to the right people to talk to, so that everybody's on the same page. I feel now that I'm a little more acquainted with how things roll, I kind of look at verticals like I do any of my Hollywood projects, and that is like, you definitely want to reach out to the community, the bloggers, media ahead of time and get it out there, right? You want it reviewed or covered or behind the scenes shown, to connect with all the viewers that want to know what's going on, right? That's the whole point, is to connect. So I'll be more on top of that now that I know who to talk to, all the specialists that have watched thousands and are on the pulse of what's going on.
I only have a couple questions left.
Fire away, I'm all yours.
Do you have any tips for someone who's looking or trying to join the vertical industry?
Yeah, I would say try and audition as much as you can. If you're starting from like very little credits, get on on any roles that you see fit, that you're comfortable with, that from just even if it's day shoots, anything to get that experience, to be on set, to meet the crews and producers that are, for a lot of them, are constantly working on one right after another. So being on set is, I tell actors just in general, is the best way of breeding education and building up your skill set, for sure. So audition as much as you can, be on set as much as you can, and then you can self-submit. So it depends what place in the world you are, but in the US, it's called Backstage and Backstage and Actors Access. Those are the two big ones. So I would say submit as much as you can, audition as much as you can, and then I would say from there, if I were to do it again, I would have, what I would recommend is to talk and get advice or follow the people like yourself, review crew, trusted sources, people that are so approachable and supportive of the community, and that are you guys are. What I like about what, not only do you review or cover things, but you also talk about like things that need to be opinions on things on safety or what have you. So I feel like if they can tap into the blog community online, that will be a great source as well. And I've learned a lot in my short period of like learning now through Red Talons and so on, like, oh, there's like this great warm community, and it's helping me too. So yeah, stay informed. And I guess the next step is to get a manager that vision once you feel like you've gotten a couple credits under your belt, you've got some stuff to show as far as some footage, then you might want to have a manager to kind of help represent you in contracts and in just navigating what aligns for you role wise.
Have you been recognized in public yet? For any of the roles that you've done, not just strictly vertical.
Been recognized in public? I have again, going back to the horror community. I when I was at different conventions and panels, I would get approached a bunch for that movie I was telling you about, Beast Within, on Amazon. So that got some recognition. For verticals, I don't know, nothing yet. But
what questions do you have for me that haven't already been asked as someone who has consumed 2,000 verticals? And
you know what? Thank you because I have lots of questions. I'll probably have more questions in the future too. So again, I'm gonna. I feel now that we have this rapport, it won't be just for military advice for my next military role. I think it's going to be for a lot of industry advice, vertical advice too.
I'm down with it. I'm okay with it.
Well, I'm going to ask you this because I'm continuing the pursuit on the acting side, but I'm also doing producing too. I'm working with other producers specifically to create some verticals. So I wanted to know, from your experience, what do you want to see more of, or what are some genres or some storylines that you want to see in the next year that's coming up, if you have a choice?
Comedies, like pure comedies, thrillers, horrors. I feel like horror would do great.
I'm really trying to get some good horror stuff together for sure, because they're starting. I was talking with some of the drama box people about that. They were mentioning how they're starting to put horror on the platform, and some of the other platforms are doing it. So yes, I think horror is going to be the next big one for sure.
Horror, thriller, comedy, and just my favorite thing to watch is just the pure romance. Like ones that are intentional and don't have a whole lot of violence or drama.
Yeah, I would say when you say comedy, like a rom-com.
No, just like pure comedy.
Or pure comedy, like it could be like
The Hangover.
Like a Hangover, Bridesmaid, something like that. Like I think that would work really great, because you could, especially in the medium, you could have hooks, you could chop it up. Like, it's all doable. We could do it. And I've been talking with producers about this, that there's stories being written for all types of genres that are not necessarily the traditional vertical format that we've been seeing a lot of. And I know that will exist and there's a place for that, but there's a lot of, I think this is just, and why I got into it in the first place is that I just think it's a new medium. Like in general, it doesn't have to be, this is a vertical story. It could just be, it's being shot vertical, but this is just another like cool Hollywood story. It's just different platform altogether. So yeah, horror, comedy, and thriller. I like that you say thriller because
I love thrillers, love horror, like, and then I think comedy would work so well. Because even with comedies, you get that little bit of romance that people want. But it's not strictly just romance and drama. I love my rom-coms, but variety.
Yeah, and I agree. I think because it's a space where you're getting a lot of this similar things. It's good to venture out and give, like you say, variety. I'm all about supporting the community, supporting us entrepreneurs doing our thing. And it's such a nice exchange. We're trying to get our work out there, and you're covering it for us and doing what and really like rooting us on. So I love to reciprocate. I love to be like, well, I want to get the word out there, get you guys to keep on being at the forefront of the community to share the knowledge, to get the message out there. So I love the fact that you not only are covering the stories, but you're also looking out for actors, for filmmakers, for the community, safety, the different social justice issues that come up. Like all of it's so important to keep that conversation going and inform everybody. So I appreciate you guys. I see that a lot of, like, how long have you been covering now? Has it been a year?
How long have I been like posting reviews?
Yeah.
It's only been since April.
Wow. So yeah, like I know a lot of the new bloggers, they're just coming in the last 6 months, not even a year. Like it's all new. Like this community has really hit off. We're still in the beginning stages of this movement, and it's really exciting to be part of that as an actor and filmmaker. But on your end, like you're finding this niche that no one's tapped into. You are the leaders. So I'd love to have this conversation a year from now and see where you're at, right? Like your following is going to continue to grow. I mean, like I said, if anything I can do to shout you out and bring people to you the same way you've helped me so much in reviving Mafia Temptation, and I think this is what's going to happen. If Mafia Temptation had you guys all posting back then, maybe more people would have talked about it back then. Like that's what happens is like now there's a community that is covering all of these, that are making it. And I think also your movement is going to help, like what you say, like push new stories and bring more quality work, elevate the platforms. Right. So I want to be a part of that movement. I want to help any way I can. And I really am touched that you noticed what I was doing, and that we were able to connect like this. And so, yeah, we're gonna work together. Now we're friends. I mean, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate it. So comedy, horror, thrillers, and I couldn't agree more. We're gonna push that in the next year, make it happen, put out the message. Any other thoughts?
I don't think so. Man, because you took a minute to book, and I was like, okay, like wait.
Oh no, I was always planning to. I just that week was crazy week because of all the promotion we were doing, and so I was like going through all my messages, going like, okay, gotta, but no, I really appreciate your patience, and I love that this community that we're building. I appreciate you taking the time and supporting my work. It means a lot. It means a lot to me. So
I appreciate you for responding and coming on.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And shout out to the whole Vertical View crew. I feel touched that now I have like this people that I can reach out to and get a trusted opinion on things. So thank you again for everything that you're doing. Well, again, thank you so much.
Well, no, thank you for coming on here. And I'm trying to be better with my Italian. I was like, that looks like Italian. And
no, that was good. That was good. I mean, I'm not fluent, but I made a point to pull out, you saw it in Mafia Temptation too, to pull out words and make it
Mhm.
more authentic, to have it like come into the character more. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to put that in there.
It
So-
was a lot of fun. And then I was like reading it and I was like, that doesn't look like English. I was like, kind of looks like Italian. How much Italian do I know? I hope he doesn't want to talk to me in Italian.
Oh no, that was great. That response was great. I think people really love that whole aspect, you know, bringing that authenticity to it. So that's what we build with the exchange, right? Fun exchanges like that everybody appreciates. We'll chat soon.
Bye,
Well,
Steven.
bye.